Today's adventure is at SM City. Lots of people, lunch, and Christmas lights. First, we're going to Vikings to make our reservations for Thanksgiving lunch. It probably will not be turkey.
I've shown you the tree before. You can't see it from here. His balcony we're on is way too close. But that's the tree and the fountain. Just made the reservations. Oh, that's the vaccines. I just made the reservations here at Vikings, and they are absolutely packed. This is a Sunday afternoon, Sunday lunch. They are busy. We are coming back Thursday lunch. We're going to call it Thanksgiving.
I wasn't planning on Burger King for lunch, but look at this, the lines at the door. No, thank you. But the arcade is open. Oh yes, they're letting children in the mall, which is a new thing, and the arcade. Yay! Yes, run child, be free. The movie theaters are allowed to be open, but are not yet open. It took me a minute to realize the snack stand is gone. I suppose I'll have to build a new one whenever they open. They've been using the theater for a vaccination center. Heading towards the food court, I'm looking at some decorations outside the window. A long taxi line. Over here is the jeepney station, the jeepney terminal. The pedestrian bridge going to the parking garage. And then above the parking garage, you have the SM Strata, which is a building full of call centers, and the NJAP Tower, which is a hotel. And Haro is out that direction. I ended up at Sbarro's for a lasagna, which has a definite lack of cheese. The Riders Lounge is cool. It's for your Grab and Food Panda drivers, and there are charging stations. Unfortunately, other people are just hanging out using the free chargers. I don't know if that was the intention. You can see it's fairly crowded. It gets a little congested in front of the restaurants, but people are fairly good at staying in their little family or friend groups. There are people working at the mall, directing traffic, ensuring you have masks. There's face shields are no longer required. And there are buskers. The buskers are performing. They got their tip jar out. And from the looks of that tip jar, I don't know how much of it is seed money. Looks like they're doing pretty well. I hope they are. And another arcade. Oh yes, the kids are happy. They're all skipping and dancing around. And right next to that arcade is, you guessed it, another arcade. And they're all doing pretty good business. The mall is fairly crowded, but people are staying in their own groups, as I said. And unfortunately, they let dogs in the mall. I'm not a fan. I like dogs. Leave them at home. But anyway, look at the cool tree. Big giant tree goes all the way up to the food court on the third level. Well, that's the food hall. I was here looking at the lights and then got distracted by all the American restaurants. I know they're here, but for some reason today it struck me as odd at how many American restaurants are here and how popular they are. Sbarro's has 2 restaurants and a kiosk. The KFC lines up outside the door daily, which brings up my question, where's Taco Bell? I'm jonesing for Taco Bell. I'm supposed to be looking at the lights, but we have Dairy Queen, Pizza Hut, next door is KFC, you can kind of see it, and beside that is the Sbarro. People are hanging out enjoying the music. Buskers are playing. I have to turn it down so YouTube doesn't slap me around. You know how that goes. There's also Christmas carols playing over the speakers, so if you're not near a busker, there's holiday music as well. They're having a festive time. Oh yes, Shakey's and Dunkin's, but of course, there's always Jollibee's, the ever popular Jollibees. Speaking of Shakey's, I had a subscriber invite me to lunch. This was a month or so ago, and we went to Shakey's, and it was quite good. I enjoy meeting subscribers. Out on my walk, I hear someone yelling Tito Tim, so we stop for a picture. This is a foreigner that moved here. He actually lives in my building now. And this whole family flagged me down at the grocery store. Unfortunately, out of this group, 3 of those guys are no longer here. That happens a lot. 2 went back to the U.S., 1 passed on. The downstairs food court's doing rather well. The Jollibee's reopened. It has been closed for quite some time. A couple restaurants have gone out of business, and new restaurants have already taken their place. So things are changing, but business is doing well. Oh, look, another arcade. I saw 4 open, and there's a couple I didn't walk past. I suspect they are open as well. This I found interesting. Right around here, you can see everyone's in their little group, so we're not really crowded. But if you look farther up in the hallway, it looks very crowded. But as I walked around, I never found a crowd. It just looks like a crowd from a distance because you can't see the spacing. Everyone is doing pretty well. It's good to see people out and about, but they're still trying to maintain some distancing. Everyone's wearing their mask. You can see the sign about wearing masks, so they're trying to enforce the social distancing mask. They're not really enforcing the directional arrows, and I really don't care. To me, that's just not important. But you're supposed to go only certain direction on each side of the hall. And as always, art exhibits. They love art exhibits here, and so do I. I would like to buy some of this from local artists to help support them, and because I like art. But I'm more of a print buyer than a actual painting buyer. These are a little out of my price range. They're not priced, but the people I've talked to before wanted like $400. I don't know what these are because I didn't ask, but as much as I enjoy looking at them, I don't think I'll ever be buying them. If they ever sell prints, I will be happy to buy one. Here we have the lampion shell. They decorate it because it's kind of see-through. These are based on lampion. Some of these are made of the lampion shells. Some of them are plastic. The plastic is cheaper. The lampion shell is more expensive, but beautiful. I just love these. I'm not a huge fan of the holiday because I don't have a holiday in this season, but I do enjoy the lights just because it's festive and fun. Upstairs, the phone center's not so busy, and as I guess people aren't shopping for phones, here we have an empty phone store. Across the hall is an empty phone store, and here we have another empty phone store. They need help. I did stop for a donut, and I wanted to dislike them because they don't sell not just Coke, they don't even sell bottled water. This Jco, it's JCO, but that donut was spectacularly good. So I may come back, but I will bring my own drink. All they have is coffee, and I hate coffee. Say bye-bye to the mall. Bye-bye, SM City.
Enjoy your day in paradise.